By this point, we all know that this pandemic would not have been survivable without our frontline essential workers, grocery store employees, restaurant workers, nurses, and so on. My name is Jenna Rohaley, and my goal is to inform you of the key factors contributing to employee unproductivity, stress, and burnout during this pandemic. I've done research through news articles, journals, an interview with a hospitality manager, and personal testimonies from frontline workers. The subject touches me deeply as many of my peers are essential workers, and I was too for the majority of the pandemic. Safety, communication, financial security, and job security are the main points to this problem, so I will cover those as well as what they mean for us. To help demonstrate my points, I will take you on a journey with Joseph, a frontline worker that was kind enough to let me use his testimony. So let's meet Joseph. He is a 28-year-old frontline essential worker. He is a full-time server for a retirement community in Pittsboro, North Carolina. For each factor, we will look at how Joseph was affected. According to Enrique Dans, senior contributor and leadership strategy for Forbes magazine's 2020 article, "There is no denying the evidence, restaurant and bars are helping spread COVID-19. It does not matter how many places switch to QR code menus or how much distancing and cleaning is used. Super spreaders exist. No restaurant workers are totally safe since masks must be removed to eat. This is the same for all frontline employees that work where there is an opportunity for anyone to not wear masks, which honestly, I'm sure we've all been to grocery stores and gas stations and seen people without them." Now let's look at Joseph. He has had to take time off, often unpaid, 3 times since May due to exposure to coronavirus. He has mentioned feeling anxious for his own health as well as the health of residents, other employees, friends, and family. Lack of communication from management is common in emergency situations, but it leads to a whole new myriad of problems. According to M.R. Fraser in his 2020 article, "Leading in the COVID Crisis, Challenges and Solutions for State Health Leaders," for the Journal of Public Health Management and Practice. Emergencies force managers to work more closely with their bosses. This can cause lower-ranking employees to have to manage themselves and each other when they do not have the authority to do so. Joseph often finds himself in a tricky situation. When managers are not there to enforce safety protocols, he often feels like it's his job to do so, but he does not have the authority to and does not want to create a hostile work environment. As you can see by the graphic to my right, generated by business.org in 2020, essential workers make much less on average than employees of other industries, 18.2% less on average to be exact. The federal minimum wage has not increased in 11 years. For servers and people in tipped industries, it's $2.13 per hour, and for everybody else, it's only $7.25 per hour, while the cost of living has skyrocketed. Joseph has expenses for rent, utilities, groceries, health insurance, his car, student loans. He gets 9 to 12 days of paid time off per year, but over the past 12 months, he's needed quadruple that due to frequent exposure to COVID-19. Joseph has mentioned feeling a lot of financial anxiety over the last year. In her 2020 article for CNBC, "As unemployment surges, essential workers fear calling out sick could cost them their jobs," Elizabeth Scholes mentions that 75% of Americans do not have guaranteed sick leave, even during this pandemic. Job insecurity leads directly to financial insecurity. Joseph has been lucky that his boss has allowed his extra unpaid time off, but he knows many other essential workers that have been fired over it, and so do I. So what does this all mean? In conclusion, essential workers who have carried us through this pandemic are facing more challenges than many other Americans. They are facing the brunt of this pandemic despite their high value and demand. Governments and corporations are not doing enough. We need solutions. I have a troubling story now to share about Joseph. Despite being only 28 and in good health, he recently had a heart attack scare. He had to spend months going to doctors, spending time and money that he does not have. In the end, it was determined to be a direct result of stress. Improving safety and communication while decreasing financial and job insecurity would greatly help many Americans like Joseph. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to continuing work on this project. My email is at the bottom of the screen if anyone would like to reach out, and I will now open the floor to questions.